week, I actually had the entire team together for rehearsal. Normally what I do is I rehearse the band and the vocalists separately because we rehearse in a rehearsal studio, and the acoustics are really bad in there, and it's just horrible trying to work out vocal parts with a loud band and stuff. So normally I rehearse them separately, but last week I wanted to get everyone together because we were, obviously it was Easter, kind of high impact, but also we were doing a couple of new tunes that I wanted to make sure we were pretty tight with. So we got everyone together, and Tuesday night was excellent. It seemed like everyone had had a bad day, but we spent some time in prayer and just kind of uniting on the same page about some stuff. And it just ended up being a really great night, not just from a rehearsal point of view, but it seemed like a real good unifying experience. So that, I think, set the tone for our approach to worship yesterday, and it was just a fantastic morning. Everyone worked really hard during setup, that's for sure, and we were set up by like 10 to 9, which I think is the earliest we've ever been ready. So it was really cool. We're now getting into the habit of having prayer and communion before sound check. We used to do it after sound check, but now we do it before, and it just helps bring us together a little bit and remember what our focus is, rather than getting frustrated with things that don't always go right during sound check. So we did that. We prayed around about 9:05. Onto sound check. Rehearsal went really well as we went through the set, and there was just an incredible atmosphere, real anticipation. What's interesting is we were expecting a smaller crowd. A lot of people had said they weren't going to be there because it's spring break, and of course we're on a university campus. A lot of students were missing, so we were expecting a smaller crowd than normal, and what ended up happening was we had a whole bunch of visitors, a whole bunch of new faces, which is excellent because we had room for them, and we had a pretty big crowd in the end. So yeah, let's talk about the first set. So first set was I Found Jesus by Delirious, kind of an older tune, but we've never done it at the Summit, and I was very skeptical about doing that song. Because it's kind of gospel-y, kind of funky, and we don't have a keyboard player, so there's a big organ part. But with some work on it and some time spent during rehearsal, we turned it into kind of a real kind of bluesy, funky rock thing, and it worked really well. I was amazed at how quickly people got into it and responded, and obviously, kind of went along well with the message of Easter as well. I hear they're singing in the streets, "Jesus is alive." So we did that song, real high energy, brilliant kind of celebration atmosphere. Out of that, launched straight into Because of Your Love, Paul Bloche, which we've been doing a lot lately, but it seems to be a crowd favourite, and it's definitely one of my favourites. I think that song is really catchy and speaks the truth in such a direct manner. It's contagious. And then we finished off the first set with Salvation is Here, which I would probably put money on most churches in North America singing Salvation is Here yesterday. But we did it loud, we did it hard, we did it very rocked up, real high energy, and it was great. I just kind of felt the first set flowed really well, kept the energy up, and we went into a time of greeting after that, and the first set was just fantastic. Couldn't have gone any better. Scott's Easter message was called Amazing Light, and it was based on John's recount of the resurrection. And real, I always love Scott's Easter messages because he always puts an interesting perspective on it and makes it very relatable and very applicable. It was a really great message, just talking about the hope that exists within the resurrection, and kind of put a very direct call to commitment at the end. We had a few people respond, a few people give their life to Christ, which was awesome. So we came out of that, we came out of the message into a video, which really, it was just a video. There was no kind of dialogue or anything. It was just kind of a visual video. Visual video. Every video is visual. It was a video that can have words that you were reading rather than someone talking, right? And the very last line was, "By His wounds we are healed." And then as the video was ending, the band kicked into You Gave Your Life Away, Paul Baloche, a new song that we were doing yesterday. Great message, really catchy tune on that song, I think. I mean, just was going around my head for the rest of the day. And we segmented this song up. We got to the end, and rather than just kind of end the song, we did a chorus at the end. Then we launched into 40 by U2. And we did that, we did the chorus of that through a couple of times before ending with another chorus of You Gave Your Life Away. And it was brilliant just to look out and see response going on in the room. And not just, it wasn't just a response, but I think there was a real reflection going on the message of the cross and the resurrection, which is, you know, really the celebration of the resurrection of life. And it just seemed real applicable to be singing the lines I was sing a new song. And you know, I know that's Pastor Scott's favourite U2 song as well. And I looked over, and you know, he's deep in worship to God. And, you know, it was just, I think it was a moment of inspiration, and I'm really glad we decided to do that because the Holy Spirit was moving. So we did that, and then we finished that second set with You Alone that we did last Easter, and we also did it last week. And we kind of changed it up a little bit as well to put a little bit of an instrumental break in it midway through before launching into a very hard and heavy I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. And it was very responsive. I mean, for the amount of new people there were there and the amount of visitors, I was surprised with how even the response seemed to be over the room. There was a lot of people getting up for communion. There was a lot of people responding. There were a couple of people kneeling. And it was just all around really encouraging. I felt that for an Easter service, it was right on. I don't think we could have done much better. I hope you all had great Easter services as well. It seems through reading through various worship confessionals and text confessionals and just comments on Twitter and on blogs. It looks like a lot of people enjoyed their Easter services. I'm sure a lot of you did 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 services over the weekend. I got lucky, I only had 1 to do. That's going to change this year when we launch 2 services. But anyway, hope you guys have a great week, and look out for Confessional next week. See ya.
Take this shirt and make it clean. Take this soul